Hi, I'm Roy Southby from roytiles.com. Now, today I stumbled across a job which I haven't done for at least 20 years, something I used to do about 50 years ago, and that was stonework on a swimming pool. Now today I figured this is the best time to show you how to point the stonework up. That's easy. First of all, you start with your sand, which is just quartz, not quarry sand, you know, just quartz quarry. But we don't want all these little stones in it, so what we're going to do is sieve it, and don't use too much at a time because these things get hard. So you'll see, I just want to get all that fine sand and use that, and I'm left, there's all the stones I'm left with, I'll throw them away. And this is the beautiful sand that we'll be using. Now this is the job that I'm talking about. As you can see, yesterday I did that amount of jointing. What I had to do, first of all, is remove all the joints, which I'll show you what I did. Now, you'll see the joints are quite deep, which is good. I like to have deeper joints, that way the mortar won't go off so quickly in the joints. I did this by using an angle grinder, a little angle grinder, to cut the sides of the joints and then take it out with a little jackhammer type thing. We'll make our mix. Now, I put more. I'm making one bucket load, so I'm guessing the amount of water to put in. If there's not enough, I can always put more. But now, I'm going to put a dash of black oxide in, okay, just to take away that cementy colour. And I'll put in about that much for the mix. Now this mix is very strong. It's a 50-50. So start off, I'll put one shovel of that and one shovel of that, and then I'll go like this. You see that this sand is absolutely beautiful now. There's no stones in it, and it's going to give us a really creamy mixture. I'll just give that a spin using this drill and this paddle. Because I don't want the cement to be sitting on the bottom stuck. One more. Oh, yeah, a bit more than that. Not that much. That's safe. Right, that's our mixture. Hopefully, put a bit more water in that, just to make sure she squeezes out nicely. Now I don't want this too wet, but again I don't want it dry like that piece is dry. I want it just nice and creamy, but not rubbery at all. As you can see, that bit of black oxide has taken away the cementy look of this. About a nice consistency. It's not runny and it's It's nice and creamy, as you can see. Right, now we'll go over and put it in the joints. Now here we are, we're going to put the mortar in the joints. The only tools you're going to need is going to be a gauging trowel for putting it in, a brush for cleaning. Now this used to be about that long, and what I've done is I've cut it off so it makes it a little bit sturdier, so that when I clean, it's a bit, if it was too long it'd just be a waste of time. And then a small tool for pointing. Alright. Okay. Now, just get these. Now what I've got is some of the pieces have got big holes where I'm going to have to fill with the leading edge. So what I'm doing is I've got a piece of stick which is going to be there, and this is a piece of pipe that I've cut a slot in, and that's a clamp. And that will, if I put that underneath like that, and then clamp it like so, and again this other side. There, now when I put that mortar in there, it's not going to fall into the pool. I'll just make sure it doesn't fall in. Now I cut it off. I don't scrape it off, I cut it off. And just like that. Okay. Don't worry about if you make a mess, because we're going to be cleaning it. You won't be, I will be. But make sure that it's all full. Like that wasn't full. Make sure everything's full. And then, like I say, this one here now, I don't have to worry about it dropping in the pool because we've got the timber underneath. I try not to smooth it, because once I smooth it, the mixture starts to go off. And I don't want it to go off too quickly. We've got a long way to go yet. Just do this little bit and I'll show you how we wash it. Now what I've got to try and do now, what I will do now, is to wash the stone clean. I'll just leave it at that. Now we've got a little bucket, and we haven't got a lot of water. We don't want a lot of water in it, and we've got our now what we're going to do, we're going to go once like that, and you'll see how that cleans that piece of stone. Now we always rinse it after every time we make one sweep, like that. If I didn't, it's going to be putting it back on again. Okay, so always rinse it every time you've done a sweep. Even if you have to go over it 20 times, you just have to keep rinsing, like that. And you'll get the hang of it. Just have to remember to keep rinsing. One sweep and rinse. Okay? It may get bored with it, but the end result is quite nice. As you can see, I don't have the bucket far away from myself, because I'm going to rinse the brush every time I have a sweep. It takes a little while to get used to it, because there is that need, that thought, oh yeah, let's do that bit, and then oh, a bit more there, and you're putting it all back on because the brush is dirty. See, so you've got to remember, one sweep, one rinse. And that really applies to every bit of washing that you ever do, even with your tiling. Okay. Sometimes you can get a good run on and it just washes off quickly and easily. It may well be, had I cut this brush even lower, that would be even stiffer and be able to clean it a lot quicker and easier. But I'm quite happy to leave it at that because it's doing the job. It is very labour intensive. There's a lot more to go yet. Now I won't touch it yet until it dries a bit, but what I'm going to be doing next is shaping up the mortar, the joints, and by doing that I'll be using the small tool, but I'll wait until that dries off a bit before I start doing that. Okay, this is a small tool. It's little, but that's what we use to do our pointing with, and this is how we do it. Now that it's had time to go off, I can now just shape it up. This is the initial shape up, just like that. And I'll do that the whole way around. Just take it away from the edge of the stone, like so. And then flatten it out on top. Just quickly shaping. This is only the first go over. Once it's dried out again, we'll go over the whole thing again. And bit of that, put that in there. And it's really quite simple and easy. It's something like icing a cake, I suppose. Once you get the hang of this, you'll be able to go icing cakes. Yeah. So this doesn't have to be perfect at the moment. This is just the initial shape up. Once it goes off nicely, where we can do our final stage on it, I'll come back and go over it all again. You can see how creamy the mixture is. It's beautiful. And this is 1-on-1, which is very, very strong. Okay. You can see it's shaping up nicely. It's starting to look a bit right. Yeah. Okay. Over this again a second time, which it's all gone off nicely. And it's just basically just to make it nice and flat, straight. But you have to do it, because if you don't do it, it may well crack overnight because you haven't compressed it properly. There's one thing I didn't tell you, and that is, this is winter time here, it's pretty cold, so I've not had any problems with putting the stuff out and letting it go off. It's not gone off dramatically, I can't use it. But if it's hot, I would saturate the whole thing first, and then I'd saturate it again, and it would be then that I would start doing the joints, because otherwise, if it's dry underneath, that'll suck all the moisture out of this mixture, and because it's so strong, it'll be very, very quick to go off. But you shouldn't have that worry. I mean, I'm talking about when it turns out 35, 40 degrees. At the moment, we're this good old sunny Australia, it's bloody freezing. So this goes on and on like that for the whole journey. So that's about the size of it. Thanks very much for watching. And like I said, I doubt if I'll ever be doing another one of these again in my lifetime. I haven't done one for at least 20 years. So I thought, yeah, this is why today I thought I'll bring the camera in, we'll do a little bit of filming, and the owner, Barry here, he's the man that's doing the filming for me, so this is great. Yeah, thank you very much.